Oh, hello everyone. This isn't the real intro, so don't worry about that. I had a million comments from people, however, talking about the fact that when we were in this dungeon, I said last episode, I think there might be something on the floor in here. Apparently, what was on the floor was a gold key, so we're totally going to claim that here. Here it is. It's right here. And the hint at this key was the note that came with the one ring that, of course, I just sort of very foolishly skipped over. So, yeah, there you go. Flooded dungeon. I'm still not going to spend that key. But obviously we want as many gold keys as possible. So there you go. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to... Look at that loading screen. Man, this is funny. I take this totally for granted. But before I installed my SSD and did all that stuff at the start of the series, I used to have like long black screens here. But now, no, it's just totally instant. Hello everybody. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to be progressing through the graveyard. Last episode, we did do a bunch of stuff. I think I was a bit silly calling it a filler episode, frankly. We managed to get the essence of water, which of course we could drop off in the castle. Can't really be bothered with that right now. We got some really cool loot as well. We got this pick, which no one really had any comments on. It's just weird, isn't it, guys? We got an amulet that levels you up now. I was sort of having a bit of a chat with someone about this. It's probably not better than the Spirit Walker pendant, to be honest, so we will have this on. It doesn't give you skill points, but it does give you that extra level. We might find some use for it. And as I say, I think it might have some like danger to it as well, some unforeseen side effect. What else did we get? We got a staff that allows anyone to cast a spell as long as they have just concentration 1, which is really cool. And will help us deal with these elementals. One of the reasons we're in the cemetery, if you guys remember, is we're looking for an ethereal blade that again will allow us to deal with these air elementals that are plaguing us right now. If we were to hang around the castle anyway, which of course is our ultimate goal here. So, let's do a bit of closer exploration of the graveyard. Last time I just kind of rushed through a lot of the stuff because I really wanted to get to the face and figure out how to get into the middle of Sleet Island and stuff. But now we can have a bit more of a leisurely stroll. There's actually something very significant in the graveyard that I'm basically stood on right now. But we'll figure that out probably next episode by reading graves. Now, there's lots of graves around. This is Erhep the Master Carpenter, who rests here. And over here we've got Haro the Scribe, the esteemed writer of the Annals of Theron 1 through 7. I'm not quite sure how I feel about stories and lore like this, where you just get these weird snippets of maybe there being a greater universe, but you really, I mean, we can't put this, compare it to anything. We don't really know what it means, do you know what I mean? So it's just, it's like flavor that doesn't really go anywhere. I don't know. Anyway, they're graves. We actually don't care about who they are. We just want to dig these things up and see what kind of loot we get, right? So here we get an anti-venom potion. I'm going to have a lot of random potions around to tell you guys. It's going to be ridiculous. Oh, God. Oh, we don't. Yeah, we do. We want to dig in this grave. It's kind of weird. I do feel like we're scaling quite high now. And I don't know, I can totally see the idea of going back through on like a hard mode playthrough or something, just to see how that goes on. I was reading on the subreddit for Grimrock the other day, some guy was starting his very first ever playthrough with everything on, the hard mode stuff, the Iron Man challenge and things, and when I first started playing this with you guys, I kind of thought to myself, well, that would be insane, and it would be very difficult at the start, but I wonder how rewarding really the experience would be. Anyway, we get another blood drop cap there. No real pickups that we can see in this little area. Remember, as we walked quite close, here we go, we got some 2 broadhead arrows here. This brings us up to 22. I am fully aware we're missing some from the previous episode, but 22, guys, it's more than we're ever gonna need. And this bow, this long bow, we've had for a long time. It's sort of nearing the end of its days anyway, so don't worry too much. But yeah, when we first came, if you remember, I went past a certain point and tons of undead just spawned all over the graveyard, and where we were just stood is largely where they end up spawning. Here we get another grave. This is Ludia Munmunfar, a slave from Uttermost, a blacksmith like no other. Interesting. Kind of cool to think of the people who might have come here, ultimately perished. And what they may have achieved. We're getting a lot of pop-ups actually from these graves. I know you'd expect to get quite a lot, but frankly, on my test file, I had barely any come through. So there you go. Again, Jonko demonstrating why heavy armor is so powerful. A lot of people recommending that Loto Patho just goes crystal armor. Some guy had a fantastic comment. He basically said, look, in the first game, heavy armor was useless because your philosophy could be, why bother trying to tank the hits when you can avoid them all? And in this game, it's like a reverse philosophy. It's now, why bother trying to evade the hits when you can reduce them all to such an insignificant number it never matters? And so maybe we'll do that. Maybe we will have 2 heavy armor guys in the end. Here we get some smoked sea bass. It might look kind of curiously like we're in a grave. I think this is the idea here. This is like an open grave, not filled in, not actually got a coffin in it or something. Down here, you do actually find another shovel. Really interesting item. It's like, this is so useful. This is so necessary. And yet, we don't need it anymore, right? You just get one and then you sort of dealt with it. It's weird. It's like it's become miscellaneous clutter for the game. So we are just going to leave it on the floor. We really don't need a second shovel, unless there's some crazy secret or thing I don't know about the game yet. We'll just leave that down there in the grave. And again, you know, you got to have a shovel when someone's been digging graves. All right. So now if we were to progress along this way, this is the puzzle we did yesterday, or 2 days ago, I guess, where we had to fire through all the gates to open this one here. Now we can come back through, we're going to reclaim some of our items, but most importantly, we're going to collect the rest of the stuff that we had going on here. Now, there's a zombie over there. Ghoul, Ghast. I'm going to demonstrate something to you guys on how to kill him. Ages ago, do you remember, we got a note. I believe it was in the pyramid we got this note. And it taught us how to make a potion we've never bothered with. This is the Transmuter's Potion. We actually only needed Alchemy level 4 to be able to do it. Oh my god. Okay, hello. And so this is a Mudwort and a Falcon Sky. And we're going to quickly concoct one of these, because these guys are very blind and slow. So a Mudwort and a Falcon Sky. And you notice it turns this weird sickly green color. And if we collect it, you'll see it's actually called a Potion of Bear Form. So this is a really cool item. We've actually out-leveled it a little bit, I think, at this point. But if we drink this on Jonker, it says Jonker polymorphs into bear form. And he will just go mental attacking people. Now, your traits and things still count, so if we were to, say, push him on the back line, he can still do damage from back there because he has that trait. You do massive damage, pretty low cooldown. You can just swing with both hands. It doesn't actually buff you defensively anyway, but, of course, it must be buffing us strength-wise quite a lot. There you go. You do tons of damage. It's unarmored. We got an achievement for that as well, which I never had before. Fist Fighter. And you'll notice he's a full-on bear now. Look at him. Look, bear form. Strength plus 50. Claw attacks deal devastating damage, but you can't use items. So this is really cool. You'll notice actually his energy is draining as if he's underwater. When that reaches 0, he will expire from bear form and he'll go back to normal. So again, this is one of those funny little things you can do to try and get through difficult encounters. You know, maybe turn your mage bear form. The plus 50 strength is huge. And, you know, if they're out of mana, they can go bear form and start going ham on people. Kind of a cool idea. And so, that's the deal with that potion. And I really wanted to show that to you guys now because we're going to be learning about another new potion very soon. So, here we get another person. Now, this person's second name has Riddle in it. And all the graves that have Riddle in their second name are connected to a secret out here in the cemetery, which we'll deal with. Again, this may be next episode we do this. But here we'll read it. Hallowed Woods of Arn Awin claimed another victim. Remaining puzzles designed by him were lost in the burned library of Ormond. Well, that doesn't really mean anything to us, so we're just going to move on. I've got a serious issue today where I've got this song stuck in my head. I've been listening to oh my god, I'm almost embarrassed to say this. Vanessa Carlton, or Ordinary Days. It's like an old as hell song. It's like a really poppy. It's the kind of song like a little girl, like a 13-year-old girl would freaking love. I've been listening to it on repeat all day, guys, and I'm so embarrassed about it. I don't know why. Here, we've got another scroll. I guess it's just a happy song. And this is another potion we're going to learn about. This is called the Necromancer's Potion. Now, this actually takes 2 black moss. So, this is probably one of the cooler uses for black moss. Of course, we could be making a ton of these frost bombs and stuff. I'm still not really utilizing them properly. I'll have to make a mental note to start doing that. But if we just throw 2 black moss together, we can actually create this very high level potion. Now, you need to be max alchemist to be able to even create this. Black moss isn't the most common stuff in the world, so you are somewhat limited. But I do truly believe this makes the game a lot easier as soon as you get this. This gives you a potion of resurrection. I love how the names of many of these potions, by the way, like the high level ones, this is just called the Transmuter's Potion. You don't quite know what that means until later. They could have called this Potion of Bear Form, and then you would have known much greater. Here, this is called the Necromancer's Potion, not Potion of Resurrection. Because of that little bit of flavor, it actually makes it a bit more exciting and scary when you commit resources to create these things. So check it out. This is a Potion of Resurrection. Restores a dead character to full health and energy way earlier on in the LP. You guys might remember we collected one of these. This potion has a foul stench, so this can be used to pick someone up, and not just pick someone up, but you can even commit to letting someone die just so that you can get a full energy boost or whatever. And though there isn't too much black moss out there in the game, it isn't actually that resource hungry. You know, you eat some more cheese on Tikrit there. So there you go. And this was all actually sort of a big secret, a big side area in one sense, because you kind of, I mean, this guy's here, but you can sort of skip that. I don't know. It's very complicated. So anyway, we've done that, and now we can head back on out. Now, we are still going to want weight on these 3 pressure pads just so that we can climb out. I mean, we could reclaim some of our arrows. That would be... Whoa, that only puts us to 23. What the heck? Did I just leave some in here, perhaps? Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me just confirm I didn't leave any arrows in this room. It doesn't look like it. I don't know why I'm bothering so much anyway. Like I say, I really don't think it matters too much. What do we want to drop? I mean, we've got a lot of stuff. We are just going to have to drop something, though. How about we drop some pellets? Oh, no. I love that we've collected all the pellets in the game so far. I really do. What about one of the Zarkton harpoons? Yeah, what about... Okay, we're just going to drop some ether weed there. The other 2 are torches, so that's okay. I guess we won't be reclaiming too much of our stuff there. And that's fine. So we're done with this little side area. Now let's move to the next part of the cemetery, which is, as far as I remember, sort of the end up here. Now remember, like, it may feel like we're only just starting the cemetery, or we haven't been here for too long. You compare the length of time we're spending here to, like, the bog, some of the other areas. But don't forget, a lot of the cemetery was explored before we even got through the gate. Well, not a lot, a sliver. So this is Wrangle Fjordwalker. He might have been spared of this fate if his promises were as strong as his back. That's kind of a sad one. It's like someone was, you know, offering services to people, offering them wealth, you know, labor, whatever. But ultimately his body gave out and there was no forgiveness. Kind of sad, and we just cut him down there, even in death. Brilliant. Okay, so here we get a button. This will be the next puzzle. Yeah, okay. I told you guys that I sort of rushed through a couple of the puzzles first time I came here. This one is another one I rushed through. Finally, we have Nameless. He refused to die. Come on, give us some food. I would love some food. You found something. What did we find? I don't see anything. Do you guys see anything? What is that? Oh my god, hello. Wow, what is that? Some kind of a weird back attack? I don't even understand that. How did you get back there? You must have been just someone from somewhere else, surely. Surely that's just a ghoul from somewhere else. Because it even said we found something with a ding. Oh, there it is. Okay, these are the liver gloves, which we don't care about. Oh my god, they were pretty well hidden. Okay, so what have we got here? We got some trapdoors. It's pretty much customary to always climb down trapdoors, wouldn't you guys say? So let's have a look, first of all. Well, this doesn't look too good, does it? Let's create our light spell here. Probably would have been useful upstairs as well, since the cemetery itself is so dank. We are now underground. We're basically in a new area. As you can see, we can't really do anything. It's a weird room. Like, you would never see something like this in Grimrock 1, just in the way they do things. This lady here... Lady? What? This guy here is going to do... I'm going to swap that because the Moonblade's got a short cooldown. Is going to do some serious damage to you, unless you are careful. He actually broke one of her hands, and that kind of sucks. We do get a lockpick here, though, so... All in all, I think it was pretty much a good time. Let's re-equip this. I don't really think we're going to have too much combat. Let me just be 100% sure of any secret buttons in this corridor. Because I gotta be honest with you guys, I feel like... No, I guess I'm thinking of somewhere else. Okay, and that takes us back out. So once again, just as we had before, if you fall down, that's a failure state. So what's the goal here? We get a single pressure pad. We've also got a button. Now, what does the button do first? Well, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but can you see this horrible-looking skull thingy here? This is actually going to shoot projectiles. So, but the projectile's being obstructed by these pots. So the idea is we want to de-obstruct this whole, like, long line here. And that's actually going to be kind of complicated. By stepping on this, you'll notice we actually move a teleporter from over there to over there. So it's sort of like a bit of a projectile game. First thing we're going to want to do, I mean, we'll be able to recover this. If you want to use button boards instead, then that's fine. Is we're just going to break the pots that we can, which are these two. Now, the ones on the left here, we actually can't. If you really think about it, that's pretty much impossible, right? We got no angle of doing such a thing. But if we press the button now, you'll notice the button comes all the way along. This is the last thing that's obstructed. So we need to find some way of breaking these, and you use the teleporters for that. So what we're going to want to do is have a little bit of weight. Let's say this axe here, which will mean this teleporter's here. And now if we fire an arrow into that, you'll see it comes out towards the left, like so. But that doesn't really help us. But you might see already what we've got to do. If we fire the arrow and then quickly lift the weight off, the teleport will move, and then it will go and break the pot. So here we go. We're going to do that. And there you go. See, we did 29 damage, and we can do it with a fireball as well, just as useful. Slower projectiles, I guess it can be sort of a bit more useful. Really simple stuff. We press the button. This travels through unobstructed, and we open just one of these little trapdoors here. And there we go. Look at this thing. It looks horrible. Jeez. Very mechanical as well. Again, I've tried to cut out like the hinting at Grimrock 1 stuff as much as I can. But look at it. Jeez. Oh my god. Okay. And this one looks super mechanical as well. Is that a coincidence perhaps, guys? Who knows? Alright, so is that all of our arrows? None of them should have fallen down. You'll notice these are just projectile teleporters as well, as you probably would have expected going in there. Yeah, we've got a broken hand, but I think we'll be okay here. We can actually move to the strongest sword. I don't know why I'm using the axe so much. I think the axe just looks cooler. It just looks more powerful. Am I wrong to say that? I mean, this sword has just been so awesome. We got it so early as well with the order that we went to the pyramid in. Okay, is that really everything? Have we got all of our arrows? Okay, I'm sure we do. Whatever. I know I can slowly see us losing them. We've got 23. I'm sure we had 24 a second ago. But okay, hang in there, Lotopatho. Oh my god, and I feel kind of bad that Sanon is constantly using the same ability the entire way through the series. But I mean, what else do I want to do? Dark Bolt, please. I'm not going to cast a... Like, he resists the sodding thing. Alright, I'm gonna put that massive kill down there to Jonka's huge crit rather than the Dark Bolt. Okay, so continuing to explore, we've got this here. And this is one of the reasons we came to the graveyard in the first place. This is the Ethereal Blade. Lotopatho is going to be using this. It scales on dex. It's got 10 to 30 damage, but it's ethereal damage. It's got accuracy plus 15. It says, the brightly glowing blade of the dagger passes through solid matter with ease, and it even leaves living tissue completely unharmed. So the idea here is through, I guess, testing, you would find out this actually harms the elementals. This is just some common knowledge that I know about because people were so outraged by the elementals at launch of the game that everyone was talking about methods of killing them. And so there you go. We actually now have, in theory, if we put concentration on someone, 3 different characters who can damage them, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable at that point. So we're not going to equip that for now, though. I mean, in theory, we could equip it instead of this. I mean, it's even a buff to his damage, so why not? Okay, sure. It just doesn't have the special ability. That's fine. Alright, now which direction do I want to go? I can't remember. It's either... I think first I'll show you guys this. Yeah, this will probably make a bit more sense. If we come over here, we find a gate with a lever. You pull the lever. You are sort of forced around in this very specific way. We get some black moss, which of course is very exciting now that we know we can just res people. And again, you can res people to cure injuries. It's all kinds of crazy stuff. And you'll notice we finally wormed our way all the way into the center of the graveyard. One final grave here. This again is the Legend of Kil'jaeden. Do you remember the sword and everything about him being a captain and that stuff from earlier on? I might at some point go and take us through all the references to Kil'jaeden in the game because there turns out to be quite a few. But check it out, Kil'jaeden. Trying as hard as he could, Kil'jaeden could not avenge his crew. With time, and with the words of the stone philosophers echoing in his mind, he finally let his wrath go. In the following years, he gradually gained the illumination, and he became a seeker of necks. So this is a pretty significant character now. The Island Master, dare I speculate? It's crazy, isn't it? Look at that. So he became a seeker of necks, so he was listening, and that's basically what we're doing. Except we've got 4 people and we're not just one sorry guy on his own. And check it out, you get a round shield, machete, and so is this his grave? I mean, that's kind of a scary, odd thought, isn't it? We can dig in it. Nothing special will come out. In fact, it just has found nothing. I guess that is special in a way, isn't it? Because all the other stuff has things in it. The Legend of Kil'jaeden, so there you go. I wonder if, I mean, I'm not 100%, I've got to be honest with you guys. I wonder if you could proc something weird by bringing a sword here. I'm sure you couldn't. But I mean, we threw that away quite a while ago. Was that even his sword specifically? I don't remember. Anyway, so there you go. Look at this, right? Like, the entrance is just here. We had one big gate, and then we had another one that we've got to go through. And now we find a way downstairs. Of course, we were downstairs just a second ago in one of the trapdoors, but now we get to go here properly. This, my friends, is the Wormbound Catacombs. We'll explore this next episode. Also, next episode, we'll explore the last little bit of upstairs in the graveyard. Just this tiny section up here. And then we'll be going underground for just a little while. There's an exciting looking door here straight away. which, if we were lucky, we could probably see some people. We get some kind of assets in here as well that we haven't seen for a while. But anyway, that's all for next episode. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.